your attention, please? Would everybody that would like to, please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And welcome to the April 26th meeting of the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners. I'm going to move around a little bit in the agenda here. We have approved the minutes from our April 13th meeting and also approved our accounts payable vouchers. And I would like to ask Linda Slofer to come forward, if you would, Linda.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, Linda, how are you?
Okay. I noticed that you've replaced the culvert on Gill Road and Hicksville Road, and so people are asking me what's the plan for Gill. So I'll see if I can find out.
Well, our plan is we're going to try to pave the other portion of it that we didn't pave last year.
When?
Well, we haven't let the bids or anything, so we don't know.
Okay, you don't know if it'll be this summer or?
We're planning on it to
Probably
be
Planning
this
on
summer, yes.
Okay. So.
I don't know exactly when. Sometimes it goes pretty late into the summer and maybe possibly even early fall.
There's a lot of schedules that has to be met.
Okay, but just planning on this summer.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Here's my other pitch. In front of Jerry Jackson's place on 450 West, that was chip and sealed years ago because the wash was really badly there. And so it either needs to be re-chip and sealed or it needs to have just some asphalt put in the pot.
That's 450 West.
We'll check it out.
Okay, and here's my other pitch. If you would, we generally have more rock than we need, more gravel than we need on our road, especially after a heavy storm or something we need it. But if we could take 6 months worth of gravel, 6 months worth of grading, our one-time summer dust prevention, our one-time mowing, and add all the gas that it takes to get that and come down, and just put that into just whatever chip and seal that would buy while you're doing Marble Hill, that would be wonderful.
Well, you want to trade, huh?
On the trade.
Absolutely. Thank you for the link.
Okay,
Thank you, Linda. Thanks very much. Okay, I think I just saw Bob Foreman walk in. Bob is your associate here with you?
He is.
Okay, good.
Right here to introduce Larry Henry to you. He is the board of, Public Video Service Board. Put it in order. Nominee. We'd like to submit his name for nomination for a 3-year term on the board. Larry has a background in media, broadcast radio. I've sent you the information on it and so forth. If you've got time to look it over. We endorse it.
Mm-hmm. And that's good. That's a good thing, Larry.
I paid him.
He was saying nice things about you without you even being with him, so he must really be.
No, I was actually standing behind him.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, it sounds like you've got an impressive resume and experience in this kind of thing. We kind of call this our Cable Advisory Board, which is an old way to say it. It's actually the Public Video Service Board, right, Bob? Is that correct? And we do have an opening, and we have a recommendation for that opening. I have a list of the members here that we have, and this would be a Jefferson County appointment. The other 2 members are Bob Foreman and Elizabeth Winters, both served well. And help me out here, how many, would this be filling out a term, or would it be an initial term?
It's the open term here.
So would it be for 3 years?
It would be 3 years.
A 3-year term?
Right.
Okay. All right. Does anybody want to make a motion? You want to see it probably. I think I sent around an email also with his credentials listed.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Larry Henry to the board.
Do we have a motion? Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Cash and a second by Commissioner Petrikowski to approve Larry Henry for a 3-year term to the Public Video Service Board. Any further discussion? Now's your chance to.
Well, I will say I'm very familiar with the area. I grew up in Austin.
Okay, good.
I grew up, if you went 256, and you got the Bogardus corner, turn, go right, go 3 miles.
Right.
That's where I grew up, and I knew Hardy Lake before there was a Hardy Lake.
Okay.
So I am from the area.
Okay.
I know Madison and the whole Scott County, Jefferson County very well.
Okay. Well, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously, and Larry, welcome aboard. We appreciate you stepping up and helping out your community.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bob,
Thanks, Larry.
thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
I'll give this to you, so. Bart Brown, I think I saw, there you are, front row.
Since I was here last month, before I asked you to sign this agreement, do you have any questions that came up in the last month? If you didn't see that the commissioner, DD resigned, we have a new commissioner starting May 1st, so that actually looks better for our cause. I think this new commissioner is going to be very sympathetic and understanding, so that's good news. Other than that, the board did set aside $15,000 in their bid that there were disallowed costs, which is unlikely, but that means that we won't come back and ever ask for elected officials to only up the money for disallowed costs. So we have the agreement. Did you get the agreement? Did you look at it at all? Have any questions?
I did look at it before.
Okay, it's basically the same thing. It just, that instead of saying a regional workforce board, now it says a workforce investment.
Right.
And then the other thing is approving Mr. Cash to serve as the chief elected official for Jefferson County. I've got the mayor's signature already, so if it would be agreeable, I have 2 copies with everything filled out for you to look over and sign.
Okay. Address it, or you want to give them to us?
Sure. I've got a copy that you can keep, and then I'll take one with me.
This is it. I just say anything down, Mark. I know this is your bailiwick.
I think we're actually changing the way that we're structured. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, we just want to tell the public a little bit about what's going on, and Bart, I'll let you do that.
Sure.
Real quickly.
What this does is it converts the regional workforce board, which is under the state control, into a workforce investment board, which is under federal law, allows elected officials such as yourselves to make appointments to the board and actually sit on executive council, select someone to sit on executive council of elected officials to approve budgets and annual plans. And the board will increase in size, but it guarantees us certain things, such as we get to apply directly to the federal government for grants, and you also have a bit more authority on making plans for workforce development with the state. Currently, everything we do now is under state control.
And the only downside was basically potential liability for
That's
disallowed
correct.
expenses.
Exactly.
That's why they've set aside some funds to take care of that potential liability. That's why we structured it this way years ago, because of the concern about liability. That's really been addressed, so I don't think there's any other issues. And in all these years of operation, there's not been any disallowed expenses.
Right.
Okay.
They run a big, good organization.
Yeah, that was, in the meetings I've attended, that was the major concern, was the liability. That's correct. So, but I think that's been addressed. So.
Okay.
Something that we get a little more control this way too.
You do. You have a lot more say on just about everything that's in workforce development, as long as the federal government doesn't change the rules on this.
Do we have any further questions? Comments? Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract agreement for workforce development.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Commissioner Petrikowski, a second by Commissioner Cash. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously, and we all have to sign here, so. And this has already, as Bart noted, been executed by the city of Madison also.
And Mark, there'll probably a call the executive council meeting for June.
Okay.
Probably the 4th Friday in June. Okay. All the elected officials are invited, but we'll need you.
Right. Okay. Very good.
And whether it's going to go to Celeste and you need to.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Mark, you keep that one, and I'll take it.
Okay.
Well, Bart, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming down.
No, it's my pleasure.
Just do that.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Safe travels. All right, next on our agenda, we have liquid asphalt supplies purchase. Jim?
These bids that opened last week for the supply of liquid asphalt that we use for chip seal, and also for our patching issues. Because it is a contract for supplies as opposed to some service or contract with construction, I recommend that we handle the same way as our other annual material purchases and approve both of the bids that were submitted. And we will be purchasing from the supplier with the lowest price, which is Terry Asphalt Materials Incorporated from Cincinnati. If we approve the other, in case they have some kind of breakdown, we would have a backup for purchase.
You would go with the lowest bid.
We will definitely buy from the
Right.
lowest supplier, which is Terry. That's what we tell you, because they're second lower than last year. They did a wonderful job.
We have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the bids from Terry Asphalt and Terry, what is it, Asphalt?
It's Terry Asphalt Materials Incorporated. The second bidder was Marathon Petroleum.
And Marathon Petroleum for 2012.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Petrikowski, a second by Commissioner Cash. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. We need to sign.
Yes. Copy. Space for 3 signatures.
Oh, is there another place to authorize this? Or
There's
is that-
two. There's one place and 2 different forms. And those things.
Make sure we've got every place we need to here.
Okay. Thank you.
Stay up there.
Vegetation, vegetation control contract.
Yeah, this is the spraying that's done by a special contractor for vegetation control. We're spraying brush control. It's a material that kills broadleaf, does not kill grass. It's mixed stronger than we would use for weeds, so they only spray it intermittently as they on the brush as they see it. Our contractor prior to the last 4 years has again offered to renew the price at the same price from 2007. They've done a very good job. So
Dalton.
Dalton's.
this is Dalton's Incorporated. Yes.
I'll make a motion that we accept the contract as written. He's held his prices the last 4 years, which is unheard of, typically.
I also like it that he, when we had a problem,
Yeah, he's
he's
definitely going to play.
responsive to that.
Yes,
I like that.
absolutely, he did.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Cash to continue the contract with Dalton Group for the vegetation control.
I'll second.
A motion, or a second by Commissioner Petrikowski. Any other comments or discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thanks, Jim.
We wanted to ask you this, like a DOC contract.
Some more copies of contract or just one?
There's one copy of 2 different contracts. So
Is there anything we need to sign with that, Jim?
it'll be in the commissioner's minutes.
Okay,
I'll
and that's
forward
clean
out.
up. Great.
Okay.
Concur will.
But it's at the price for the
The
last
same
few
price,
years, the
yes.
same
I'll
price?
send
Okay,
that confirmation.
that was part of the motion.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
part
the
of
same
it.
price for 2007.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a day for, night for contracts. The next contract that we have is one of my favorite
This
contracts.
is one of my favorite contracts as well.
It's the Department of Corrections contract that we have with the Henryville Correctional Facility, where we use DOC prisoners to help do county, specifically road work, and several other tasks. We have a contract that they've provided to us Will, you've had a chance to check it out.
Yes, and the contract this year, I think, will be about $42,000, which means you're really paying for the guard, you're getting the entire crew. We supply some equipment for them, fuel.
We get 2 crews, and it's an amazing benefit to Jefferson County. I don't know what we would have done with them or without them during the fire. And it's nice now that they're back actually to road work and doing things like that. But they've moved us. They developed professional moving
They
skills.
certainly have.
And the like this, the total how do you say this?
Remuneration.
Under this contract shall not exceed $42,384.43, and we'll make sure you get a copy of that for the minutes.
It's a good contract.
Oh,
I make a motion to approve it.
Okay,
I'll second that motion.
we have a motion by Commissioner Petrikowski, a second by Commissioner Cash, to approve the contract with the Department of Corrections between the Jefferson County Highway Department and the Indiana Department of Corrections in an amount not to exceed $42,384.43, and this is for a year. Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And I think this is going to require an attest, but it doesn't look like it needs to be notarized. So Celeste, I guess I sign and, well, it says Jefferson County Highway Department. Do I go ahead and just sign for them?
Yeah.
Okay.
The county executive sign this.
But Celeste, you're going to have to attest. Yes. There's that. And I guess, Jim, will you take that, a copy of that
Sure.
to Daryl, or?
We have 2 copies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Community Corrections, Amber
just
Finnick.
take this one, so there's
Is this a grant agreement?
yes.
Okay, you got a chance to look it over? Okay.
She said she'd be here, but she's not.
Okay, Amber couldn't be here. This is a grant agreement for the Jefferson County Community Corrections.
Community corrections, they're operating still on state grant money, and that will happen until the project and it gets big enough here, community corrections, that they are self-sufficient. And it's a $200,000 grant for the next fiscal year, because the state operates on a fiscal year, the county operates on a calendar year. That's why we're doing this now.
Okay, so we're gonna be
It's changed.
No.
getting money from the
It's
state.
going to be July 1st to June 30th of next year, correct?
Right,
Right.
July 1st, 2012 through June 30th, 2013.
And the salaries and stuff, and community corrections have already been set to comply with that grant. So
This is a good program for Jefferson County, and we all need to sign here. Well, I guess I need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we
Me too, yeah.
approve the grant for community correction.
And I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the grant from the state of Indiana to Jefferson County for the Community Corrections Department. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We all 3 have to sign.
And the grant agreement calls for creation of an account. Actually, it's already been created because we operated this past year under a grant, so it's exactly just continuing that same procedure.
Well, the,
I don't have to create it, if I know
No,
what I'm
no,
doing.
we've already got the community corrections grant account, so it's been fine.
you want to talk about this?
Okay.
Okay, that's great. Of course, you're going to get this to sign in just a second.
Yeah, I know.
So much for multitasking.
we talk about this now?
Sure.
We're going to have a county auction. We have several items from different departments that we're going to auction off. And that is going to be on Wednesday, May 16th at 4 p.m. at the county garage.
You're aware of it, John?
Yes, ma'am.
You're aware of it, Tammy? You're gonna have items in it?
We have, yeah, we've taken quite a few
You were
items.
too.
Good.
Okay, good.
Very good.
The reason they said they wanted to have it on Wednesday, because they thought we didn't have that much on our auction list.
Right.
It would sell pretty quick, and maybe people could come better on a Wednesday than a Saturday when they have all the auctions going on, so that's kind of why we pulled it on Wednesday.
I think it'll work well.
We need to
We
probably.
do have to publish a notice, yeah.
We do, don't we?
Yeah, I'll get a notice ready and get that to the
You
auditor.
probably want a copy of that then, Will, so you'll have the details. Also, I think we need to notify Historic Madison, because they've got some of those pieces of charred wood, basically,
Right.
in the dental and
Right.
service house. So,
Yeah.
you wanna.
They're ready to return those to the county.
I know, and we talked about putting those in the auction.
Sure, I'll let John Station.
That
know
might be
when-
interesting information to the auctioneer also, when they're advertising the auction. Right.
It's basically salvaged beams and molding and devils.
We still have some old windows, and there's all
Some
kinds of
people are gonna
artifacts.
want that stuff.
Some charred beams too.
Now, here's a question for you. Would the proceeds from that particular part of the sale need to go back? I don't think so. Okay, that would be, because we've settled that claim. Okay. Okay, that's good.
Good job.
Our money.
The next item that I have on the agenda is federal aid project. Is that the paperwork that I just handed to Jim?
That's, yes, and Jim handed it to me.
Okay. It's making the rounds.
And actually Celeste had given me one from your last meeting, and Jim gave me the other one. And it's just a matter of somebody needing to go on and certify by June 30th that we are ADA compliant. That's really what this is for. I'll check and see if we already have, it's just a compliance review. But you have to have basically password to get onto the website, so I'll check with our IT person, see if we've got one. If not, we'll create one so that she's got it and
Well,
I'll
do
go
they
ahead and
just need for
certify
the
it.
courthouse?
No,
It's county one.
it's county, yeah, it's county properties.
Oh, well, okay, so the county health department, the jail,
Those are the public
Courthouse.
buildings and the annex.
the annex.
So,
Annex prosecutor.
the highway department is really not a public building.
Right.
In terms of meeting public there.
Right.
But the others that are public buildings.
But the highway
are-
department is fairly handicap accessible. I mean, it was enough still to be able to vote there.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
looked at it, there's a
It's
little
got some
bit of an issue
issues.
with the curb in the door, because it's
Right.
not a back door opener, but again, it's not a place
it
where.
wasn't bad enough to
Here.
make the Help America Vote Act count out.
No.
Okay, good.
So I'll take care of that now, there's
Good
a.
idea.
The reason the highway department's involved, we've got a federal aid project within in the next fiscal year of the state.
Right.
So it's-
Okay. I have an ordinance here also. An ordinance of the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners amending the county code establishing the dollar amount of purchases that may be made under the small purchase provisions of state law by the county.
Yeah, our current one says that you can purchase on the open market up to $75,000 or the limit under state law, and that's actually $50,000. Then there's a second provision that's been added, and that allows from $50,000 $1 to $150,000 to be purchased by soliciting 3 quotes.
Okay.
So that just allows us to do more in terms of small purchases,
And we're
much
complying with
quicker.
new state law.
Yes, it would be.
Okay. By the way, I think I saw Ginger Davidson in here. Ginger, we have our ordinances on our county website. Okay.
Yes, they are.
So you can get on the county website. Now, like this one tonight wouldn't be on there yet, but, because we haven't passed it yet, but they should be fairly up to date, so you can look at them on our county website. I just want to let you know that. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay, well, does anybody want to make a motion? on
I'll
this?
make a motion that we pass the ordinance for the purchases as written.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Cash and a second by Commissioner Petrikowski to amend our small purchasing policies as described by our county attorney. Do we have any questions or comments prior to voting? No? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. I've got 2 copies of this. Oh, that Linda wants to just take it away, doesn't it? Okay, while we're finishing that up, I'd like to, well, I think, John, you may have something for us.
I do.
But before you do that, though, I'd like to congratulate Tammy Monroe. She's here tonight as our interim Jefferson County Health Department Administrator. And so we know you're working hard. We appreciate you being, I know you are. And we appreciate you taking on that challenge and look forward to working with you in the months ahead to just make sure that everything goes as it should. And you have our pledge of cooperation and assistance as needed.
I thank you for that, and I appreciate all the communication I've had with all of you, and Will, it's been a tremendous help. We're trying to get things straightened out and some policies passed, and have a board meeting next week, and I think things are moving ahead, and if anybody has any questions or wants any help with anything, please feel free to call me. Mark and I have talked a lot the last couple of days about some different issues, and we, the board and I, are willing to, we need to get these people help, and that's what we want to do. So,
Thanks, Tammy. Thanks very much.
Thanks for being here, Tam.
John?
Trying to get by without knocking us off the air. This might scare somebody to death if I go right into this game.
By the way, did you get my email about that Virginia Avenue thing? You didn't? Yeah.
You sent it today?
No, it's like over the weekend. I had a letter, there are speeders and problems associated with trucks coming through there for loads. They suggested some speed bumps, or, well, they wanted a traffic light. But I'll double check. I thought I brought it with me, but I don't know that I did, so I'll double check with you after the meeting, I think.
Well, good evening. With me tonight is Mike and Mike Killen and Mike Wilkie from Canteen Food Services of Louisville, Kentucky. Over the last several weeks, I've been speaking with them, looking at our kitchen situation, and felt that we could probably drastically reduce our cost of feeding the inmates. And they put some packages together, been very professional, very helpful. I was very impressed with this organization. And basically, what it boils down to is we believe that we can save about $75,515.23 over last year's food budget for 2011. So I feel that's very significant. One thing that I wanted very much was to keep the employees in place. They agreed to do that at their salary. They will be canteen food service employees, shall we go with this contract. Everything, pretty much remain as is as far as employees go and how the kitchen's operated. Now we will save a significant amount of money over a year's time. Those numbers were based on what it cost us in 2011 to feed the inmates to what they proposed in a potential contract with us for next year, or maybe this year, next year. It seemed no sense of waiting until next year when we can go ahead and start it now and start those savings. So I do have a copy of the agreement. I'll give it to Mr. Gary for his review, and then come back to the next commissioners meeting and see how that goes out.
Great.
Is this for 1 year, John? Or?
This will be, actually, it'll be a 3-year, for the remainder of my term as sheriff.
Why don't you talk about some special things they're agreed to do that they were pretty
Yeah, and this is very impressive with them as well. We started just started this week, an inmate garden project. The inmates from the jail are going up to the state hospital. We had ground donated to us through the Phoenix group of the state hospital, and the inmates have started a garden up there. It's going to be 2 50 by 100-foot plots. And the vegetables from that garden will offset our cost at the jail with our food budget as well.
That's great.
In other words, if we use one of those vegetables at a meal, it'll reduce each meal by 9 cents. If we use two, it's 18 cents reduction off that meal. So I think it's just a great program all the way around. The inmates are very excited about it.
Right.
It gives them a sense of accomplishment and pride in what they're doing, and any surplus food that we have, we'll donate to charitable organizations.
Right.
So it just feels like the right thing to go all the way around. I would like to thank Lowe's. I did go to Lowe's and ask them for some help, and they were very generous in donating tools and equipment that we needed for our garden. So
Very good.
and we're really excited about that. It's just
That's
an
great.
example of how this company is willing to work with us in those type of programs.
That's great.
They'll also be doing our commissary as well. They got some innovative ideas on I think that we could potentially get more product out to the inmates and also generate more revenue for our commissary fund as well.
Well, you did try to do some quoting, I think.
I did.
Yeah.
I did speak with the local
Right.
business here, but it's just
This is like a
it's kind of an
different type.
overwhelming type.
Yeah.
Yes. So, we have put some feelers out.
Proof down to the cents like that, that's.
Yeah.
You know what, Mr. Peters, I had somebody double check me on that. I didn't want my sister Thomasine to do it. I know she would come back and let me know. But no,
Wallace.
So I'll give both these contracts to Mr. Gary and then come back to the.
So this is something we're doing now already?
No, actually,
Okay.
this is what we propose to do if we choose to go with this.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, everything should stay in.
Well,
that.
Mike, thank you for coming.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yes, yeah.
We appreciate you saving us some money.
All righty.
Sounds good.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
What's your last name?
Mike Wilkie, W-I-L-K-E, Mike Kill, K-I-L-L-E.
I've got one comment on your gardening. I know Lonnie Mason is our master gardener here in our county, so if you need some assistance, you might.
We might very well need that. Yeah, we've got several people
You
that
might
think
talk
they're
with him.
experts.
Lonnie will do
I'm
this.
sure he would be.
Well, you get you
glad
a
to
soil
assist.
test and whatever you need.
Actually, Mary Jo Jankowski grew up in the family of, I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
12.
Yeah.
So she
Sure.
knows all about gardening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Commissioners, do you have anything else?
John back there.
John, yeah? Okay. So we'll take John first and then you next.
Just wanted to give you a quick update.
I thought you just came to the meeting.
Thank you.
We're still working on this 911 grant, and I just wanted to give you a quick update on it because it's going to be getting started. On this front page, you see what you've seen before, the total cost of what we're doing. What I did find out is the grant will not cover the maintenance contract, so that's what that $90,000 subtraction is on that. So we would have to cover that 100% ourselves, but other than that, it remains intact. The maintenance contract on the actual 911 portion is in the So the big thing I wanted to just share with you tonight is a project schedule that they're proposing. This is all based on second use of federal grant funds that have to be turned back in on August 1st. So this entire project has to be completed by August 1. So right here you see that they've actually put this down and actually begin on May 1st with all the equipment and other things, and basically cut over on July 31st. So the project can be completed by August 1. So it's a pretty fast turnaround, and we actually don't even have the final percentage of the grant money yet. We keep delaying when they will have those actual numbers. So I did talk to Barry Ritter of the Wireless Board a few days ago, and he said that it looks like it will be 50% or very close to it. So I just want to share that with you. I don't have anything for you to sign yet from it digital or anything, but I did want to show that this is going to get started and go real quick. The one issue that causes is that we have this project with the jail where they're going to move the dispatch center. So there's a little bit of a conflict there where we may end up putting it in and then turn around and have to pay to move it. If there's any way that we can
Right.
speed up the portion of moving dispatch to its new location before the rest of that jail project, then we would be able to install the 911 system in its new location instead of us having to pay to move it. So, it's just an issue that I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
It'd be nice if the timing would work out, so that
Where are
was.
we
Yes,
with
it
that?
was.
Where are we with that, John, the third story?
You heard any more from our QEW?
No, I haven't. No, I'll check with them tomorrow. If it's
Okay.
We're still
Did
under
did the
advisement.
county council act upon that?
They did not.
They did
No,
not.
yeah. They reviewed what the commissioners did, but they haven't acted any further.
Okay.
I will call Joe tomorrow and see what our next move is. Because I know the deadline is December to
When you
have the
say
whole
they made
project
some
completed.
changes, what did
Right.
that
Hard
change?
surface,
Pardon?
hard surface.
You mean
with
to
the
stainless steel?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's what you'd
So they
recommend.
were waiting on local numbers.
Oh, I see, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if we could get that project started, because I know they're gonna have to move out of there anyway.
Sure.
We wouldn't have to pay twice to have this equipment
Absolutely.
installed.
No, I- yeah,
I mean, it just makes sense if we can.
And we can really do
Get that
that, you know, we can move that dispatch at any time.
Okay.
That should be.
Can we do it before August?
Move
Yeah.
Yes. I have no, I don't see any problem with moving them.
It'd save us some money.
What would that disrupt if you did that?
The coroner's office is in there now. I've already spoke with Alice, and she's been very gracious to, you know, we can move her across the hallway to a secure room there, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
It's be a matter of moving her out.
Okay, very good.
If we can do it, I think we should.
Yeah, I think we should go ahead and proceed with
So
that
you work with John on
anyway.
trying to.
I know the dispatchers will be glad to, they'll be
Yeah.
glad to move. They want the windows, so.
Yeah.
I understand.
It's just an issue I didn't want to have to.
Sure, absolutely.
Pay for cabling twice.
Right.
No,
So-
we like it that you're cheap. We try to be cheap also.
Thanks,
Don't
Don.
waste the money if you don't have to. Ruby, I told you you'd be next.
Okay,
Hi, Ruby, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Good.
I want to thank you, Julie, for getting us all the gravel at the park, so those dumpsters could sit on it and it wouldn't take all the mud out. It was really appreciated, and I know you all had a helping hand in it. We, the people of Jefferson County, would like to give you a thank you book for listening to us.
Oh, my.
That's signatures on there. We thank you very much.
Well, thank you. We
Well,
appreciate
thank
that.
you. Did they get the dumpster? They got the dumpster and everything out?
Yes.
That's all. My
It's all
goodness
cleaned up.
gracious.
All it needs is grading.
Very nice, we appreciate that.
Nobody ever does stuff like this, Ruby.
I would like to add to that, just to make sure we're clear on it. They went back to the places we took petitions from before and nobody signed it. A lot of the people who signed before signed that and they just wanted to pass it along.
They appreciate you
But
listening.
that listening to the people does have positive rewards.
Thank you, we
And,
really appreciate it.
There's a copy here for the health department too.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very
much. We really do appreciate that. That's nice. It's very, very nice that we were able to all work together. And
So
I
it is.
think things are looking up. And I appreciate, we appreciate that. We're gonna have to find a home for that.
Yes, we are.
Someplace special.
This was two septic tank permits issued to tornado victims so they can improve their septic tanks. So we do have, just let me mention Shalonda Kerr because she's gonna ask FEMA for some money. But when we met with the state, there was a possibility of getting some money through the county. And so I told her that we needed a copy of the cost for her so we could get that. And it's like $6,450. So here's her estimate.
You mean from the county asking the state?
The
Yeah,
county asking
county
the state
asking
for
the
money
state
that we
for it.
would then be able to use for tornado victims for their septic tanks.
Carrie
And they had money
Jackson.
set aside for that, I
Right.
understand.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, that's what they said.
Yeah.
FEMA or the state?
The
The
state.
state
state,
did.
right.
FEMA's considering it.
I
Right.
know.
But we need to.
Carrie Jackson, Tammy, also contacted me and told me that she's asked FEMA also for some help. Do you have a copy of her plan on record?
I
or
do,
you
yeah, I don't have it with me, but yeah, I can
Okay.
send that to whoever needs that.
Do you know what the cost would be for Carrie?
I have no idea, that's between her and
Right.
the contractor,
Right.
I have no idea,
We can
but I
ask her
can
for
send the plan to
Yes.
whoever needs it.
I was thinking before I approached the state that if I could have it all together, I wonder who else would fall under this that might qualify for this state.
Yeah, about everybody's raising.
I read the Cartwright one, you know, I saw the exchange of emails on that, and it sounds like they're gonna be in a different
Right.
location.
And we're
But the
still working
son
on
may possibly,
Pointers, I think they're gonna be fine, just like the Cartwrights. So the only two new systems that I'm aware of is Carrie Jackson and Miss Kerr.
okay.
So
If you
but
can
I
get
can
me,
email that to you guys
that would be
tomorrow.
great, and if you, are you in contact with her, or?
I can be, yes.
Well,
can
I think this
contact
is
her.
giving us costs, is it?
Yes, that's
This
what you
one
cost
has
on someone
costs
support
on
us.
it.
That has cost. I can
No,
contact
it's-
Miss Jackson if you want me to.
I would,
to have her
Tammy.
forward
If
that
she
to
can,
you.
and she can just get it to me if she wants to.
Okay.
If I could get a copy of the plan but then, if you've got the plan, but if she could give me the cost, then I could contact the state about both together.
Sure.
And I'm willing to do that.
Well, when I talked with Shalonda yesterday, she said that she thought FEMA would let her know within, a few short days whether
That's
that's
what
gonna
they
be able
told
to
me,
help.
yes.
So that was my understanding.
Carrie
So-
told me that that she talked with FEMA, but that it was, we had an email exchange is what we did. And she said that they were asking her for all kinds of information, including insurance information. But I don't think the septic tank is necessarily.
They wouldn't make up
Dave,
much
do you know
insurance, I'm
anything
sure.
about it? I mean, are you hearing much about this?
The only thing FEMA is actually looking in that helps sharing the cost of this, but they'll have to prove to FEMA that there's no insurance money first.
Okay.
And
That's
if
why
there
they're asking
is,
for
then
the
they'll pay the
insurance.
difference up to 75%.
Up to 75%.
Yeah, I think there may be some smaller costs on Pointer and Cartwrights because they're gonna need to have somebody come out and mark their systems, maybe even uncover part of the, not a lot, but a contractor would spend a little bit of time in that, and he's gonna want to charge for that. So that's just something else to consider. We can probably find out how much it's gonna be on the Pointer property. And that's not a property that this Pointer wants to occupy again, but I think it would be able to market that property.
Sure.
Yeah,
So,
it makes the property marketable.
and same with Cartwright, yes.
So then it would be 4, basically.
It would be 4, but
That I
only
should-
2 systems, and two others just gonna be part of an investigation.
But
We
there'd
know
be
the systems
costs.
are now there.
There'd be costs associated with it.
Right, just small.
Okay. I will contact the state about that and report back.
I think that way we'll take care of everybody we know.
FEMA doesn't.
Sorry.
That's what they talked about when they were here, yes.
So Cartwright and Pointer.
Pointer, P-O-Y-N-E-R.
And those are just kind of investigative costs,
Yeah, well,
right?
we got the permits on those two, but we don't show they were inspected at the time, so it's just gonna be a matter of just checking the system, and then we can issue what's called a certificate of occupancy, which means they can continue to use the existing system, and they will have a certificate with their system.
Okay.
We've also instituted a procedure now of notifying property owners before we do an inspection. That's what the statute says.
Right.
Tammy and I,
Good one,
Mike,
Tammy.
talked
Good.
about that, and we actually have an inspection scheduled for next week. We mailed a notice to the property owner because we had a specific complaint about a problem.
And we did that by certified mail, return receipt requested.
Yes, yes. So we're gonna be doing things hopefully that are gonna be a little more public friendly.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Been any discussion about changing the process for contractors to get on the list?
I think the board was talking to us earlier, and they're gonna
For Tuesday.
review that issue.
Right,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, there was, for instance, there's one man who I think is in 9 counties, and he's gonna be welcome to apply in our county
Yes,
as well.
yes.
I think in
That
the
seemed
past,
to
he
be one
was,
of the biggest
yeah,
issues
Yeah,
that
it
everybody
is. I
has.
agree.
is that
Yeah,
a
that's true.
small list of people.
Sure.
So one of our local installers, Bruce Tandy, has been extremely helpful with the Kerr situation. He went down and uncovered it, and marked it for us, and made a map for us.
Well, Ruby and Rich and Ginger, we really appreciate this. This was so unexpected.
Very nice.
And wasn't necessary, but is greatly appreciated,
Well, we appreciate your help and your listening to us, even though we might have got radical at times.
Right back at you. It's been a learning experience, and I think Jefferson County is going to come out the better for it. So
I do too.
that's good. Does anybody, what else? Dave, Bill, you got anything for us back there? Am I missing anybody that I can't see because I can't see? No? Okay.
Make a motion to adjourn.
We got a motion to adjourn. We have a second. All in favor? Aye. And I want you to know that we had a lot of business around.